Good morning, folks. Good afternoon, good evening, as the case may be. We hope you're having a wonderful day or evening, also, as the case may be. And we're going to just kind of weigh in here a little bit about Peter Hegseth. And Peter Hegseth, of course, is the former Fox News weekend anchor who has now become the top official in the Pentagon. So he's governing over one of the largest military organizations in the world. Of course, Peter Hegseth entered into some manner of controversy a couple of weeks ago when there was a group chat that was shared by not only Peter Hegseth but other officials. There was some sensitive information that was exchanged in that group chat pertaining to the bombing of Yemen. And of course, this became quite scandalous, and rightfully so. I mean, they shouldn't be talking and sharing sensitive Pentagon information on a public forum. What they probably should be doing is contacting BlackBerry and saying, can you design us a communication system here that's as airtight as you possibly can make it? But instead of that, they're using, I'm going to use the term standard or run-of-the-mill public forum. And this may be a very, very good public forum, but the fact of the matter is it's a public forum. A number of days had passed by since that first scandal, and now we find that Peter Hegseth has found himself in the middle of another sensitive data leak in a public forum. I would argue that this is actually inexcusable. This is the largest military in the world, and information that is classified and sensitive and top secret. Every conceivable measure should be taken to make sure that that information is protected. Let's put it in the backdrop of Donald Trump, because I tend to view this as a continuation of the Donald Trump modus operandi. Of course, he was indicted on having sensitive classified documents in the bathroom of Mar-a-Lago, which many people had access to. Perhaps this is exemplary of the carelessness of how these documents are being stowed. And there doesn't appear to be great measures to make sure that those documents are not accessed by people who should not have any privy to them. And it makes me seriously wonder why this carelessness is there in the first place. Of course, a couple of months ago, we saw a rather horrific and very, very tragic plane crash that involved a helicopter and a jet, and let's look at what's happened there. Donald Trump came out almost immediately, and he started ranting about diversity and equity and inclusion as somehow possibly being the rationale for this plane crash. And he, in no uncertain terms, he said, no, the most important people that should be hired for a job are the most qualified. Okay, let's examine what Donald Trump did. Donald Trump nominated Peter Hegseth as the head of the largest military organization in the world. He did have some military experience, and I'm sure he served his country very, very well. But the fact remains that the highest level of ranking that Peter Hegseth achieved, to my knowledge, is major. So now we have to look at, okay, so all of these 5-star and 4-star and 3-star generals and other much higher ranking people, is Donald Trump telling the American people, and for that matter the world, that Peter Hegseth was the best person for this job and the most qualified? It doesn't add up. My contention is that what he has done is he has picked someone that he thinks would be a softball, someone who would be extremely loyal to him in any circumstance, and would conceivably perhaps be a yes man and just say yes sir, no sir, three bags full sir, your wish is my command. And notwithstanding, he's the commander-in-chief. We get that, but you have to have some degree of communication to keep a balance. And perhaps Peter Hegseth should have been one of those people that would say, no, wait a minute, sir. No, I need you to think about this. Before you go and do that, I need you to think about this. I'm not sure he's getting that from Peter Hegseth. And perhaps in hindsight, it's a moot point, because there's already been 2 very, very serious data breaches surrounding Peter Hegseth and the Pentagon. And that begs the question, what is an acceptable level of hypocrisy? Because there's no diversity, equity, and inclusion, because that just wouldn't be right, because that doesn't make sure that the most qualified candidate gets the job. And then juxtapose Peter Hegseth in that situation. And by his ranking, he is not anywhere near the most qualified person for that job. Great day out there, the sun's shining. Please give us a subscribe and a like. We depend on folks to do that, to give us encouragement to keep going, and we hope you enjoy these commentaries that we are offering, and you have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks for joining us.